All right, mics are live. Good evening, folks. Welcome to St. Augustine, Florida. We're on the campus of Flagler College for tonight's Peach Belt Conference matchup between the Saints and the Pacers from USC Aiken. This is the men's game, game 2 of the doubleheader. Saints ladies got a good win over the Pacers. We'll talk a little bit more about that as time permits. But right now we got the 8-4 Pacers from USC Aiken and the 7-4 Saints from Flagler College ready to jump it up. Saints in the white, Pacers in the red, tap controlled by USC Aiken. This should be a good one tonight, folks. Three-pointer from the top of the circle on the way is good for Davion Cunningham. Couple guys leading the way for USC Aiken. Cunningham along with Blackwell and then McCoy. McCoy at 21 points a game. Saints back the other direction. Deflection going into Clark. Kick it back out to Herdlicka. He'll eye it from 3. It's off the mark. Rebound ripped down by the big fella for USC Aiken. That's Simeon German. Another 3-ball on the way. No good. That one rebound ripped down by Clark. Here come the Saints. Balknight eyed it from distance. Passed it up. Goes into Jalen Jordan. Little baby hook with the left hand. Ooh, a little too strong. Balknight after the rebound. He'll corral it. He's 1-on-4. Dribbles it out and drops it off to Clark. Clark going in, drop for Jordan. Up, under, and too strong that time. Jordan had 2 shots that possession, but 0 for 2. Rafael Rubel, the point guard for USC Aiken, runs the show. He's got it on the right-hand wing. Top of the circle 3 on the way. It's good. A couple of triples here. Dwight Kennedy Jr. Kennedy and Cunningham. C-squared for the USC Aiken. And they lead it 6-0. 90 seconds in. Clark for Jordan up high. Back to Destin. He'll drive, go behind his back, lean, and get it blocked. Jordan rebounds, though. Shot clock down to 8. Jordan for Balknight with 5. He'll drive, drop for Jordan, go up, and left-hand flush. Missed the first 2 jumpers, but wasn't gonna miss that one.
Jax left him a beautiful soft bounce pass. He just put that through with his left hand. Unstoppable.
Another triple from the top of the circle for the Pacers. No good. Herdlicka rips down the rebound. Here come the Saints trying to get back in this one. Herdlicka, left-hand wing. 3-ball off the mark. Jordan, a long offensive rebound for the Saints. They'll regroup and reset it. Shot clock went to 30 for a split second. Now it's back to 20. Here's Clark on the right side. Skip pass over near side to Hoku Fisher. He'll dribble through traffic but gets cut off by a 6'10 fella. Goes over to Jordan. Gets it poked away by the point guard, Rubel. Rubel coming 3-on-2. Trails it, touches it to the right baseline. Back around to Rubel. He'll go top of the circle 3. It's good. 3 triples so far for the Pacers. All 9 of their points have come from long distance. 9-2. Long triple for the Saints. In and out that time. Rebound ripped down by German, the big 6'10" kid out of Lagos, Nigeria. Pacers going to spin to the baseline over Destin Clark. No good. Rebound comes to Jalen. He'll go to Jax, and here come the Saints the other way. Balknight gets bumped. He'll go down the paint and trail it. Back to Herdlicka. 3-ball off the mark. Unlucky that time. Here come the Saints. Here come the Pacers the other direction. That's McCoy, their leading scorer with the basketball. Leans into Destin and can't finish it. Clark rebounds. Here come the Saints. 3-on-3 fast break. They'll spread the floor. Clark goes down the middle, lays it up, and rattles it home.
Now that was a power layup.
Good strong take that time by Destin Clark.
You got to love to see your 4 with the ability to get the rebound. And he took it coast to coast, but it's not like he didn't have any defense in front of him, and he just muscled his way through.
Strong move down the paint. Spin move on the baseline, left it short. Rebound comes to Fisher. Hoku going to run the floor. He's got Balknight to his right. Can't find him yet. Finds Clark. Clark will dribble, drive, lean in, and get it poked away by McCoy. It'll stay this way. It'll take us to our first media timeout. We're under 16 minutes. We're at 15:42 to be exact. It's 9-4 Pacers. Pacers have hit 3 3-pointers. They lead it by 5. We'll be right back here from St. Augustine. Back here in St. Augustine for a quick recap of the stats and early season Peach Belt action here. The Pacers have gone 1-1, just like Flagler. Pacers got a loss on the road at Lander and a win at home against Georgia College. The Saints got a win at home against Georgia Southwestern and a loss on the road to North Georgia. So each team 1-1. Each team has defended their home court and lost on the road. These are two of the better teams in the Peach Belt here in the early stages based on non-conference results at least. Again, 8-4 Aiken and 7-4 Flagler. I mentioned briefly Jalen McCoy, their leader at 20.8, almost 21 points a game. Davion Cunningham at 15.4 and Rajan Blackwell at 15.3. And then for the Saints, the leader is Jax Balknight, but not too far behind is Jalen Jordan, 16.7 and 16.5. Then you've also got two other players in double figures, Josiah Shackelford, the good-looking freshman, at 14.3, and Destin Clark at 12.8. So 4 in double digits for the Saints. We have yet to see Josiah Shackelford until just now. He checked into the game. We'll see what his first action looks like, but not before Balknight knocks down a triple off a screen. Well-executed inbounds play, and it's 9-7 just that fast.
Good to see that. Jax was in rhythm. We had missed the first couple of threes that I didn't think we were ready to shoot, but he put that one down with ease.
Good hustle by Balknight to get on the floor and get a steal. He'll go to Clark, who's 1-on-4. Good decision to slow it down and wait for the trailers. Looking for a teammate here. Mason Manning goes inside to Clark and couldn't finish it, but he is strong in the middle. And Destin Clark will shoot a couple. If he makes them both, we can tie this thing up.
Great up fake. And I love to see Clark's demeanor early in the game. He's playing the 4. He's got some great rebounds so far, but he's been the point guard on a couple of transition runs down the floor.
Clark's first free throw is good.
You mentioned, John, the North Georgia game that the men played last Saturday, and they were nip and tuck in that entire game, and over the last 6 minutes they had some good looks and the ball wouldn't go down. And you know, North Georgia's at home and their point guard threw in 2 ridiculous three-point shots. I mean, he was trapped by his bench 30 feet from the basket, threw a fall-away jumper in with the clock going off, the shot buzzer. Well,
sometimes it's just not your day, right?
That's exactly right.
9-9 as Clark did hit them both here. About 5 minutes in. There's a post feed down low. They'll back down inside. A little baby hook is up, and it rattles through there for Caleb Seiler. Seiler, a redshirt freshman, 6'10 and 245. Yeah, good size out of Fayetteville.
He got the ball in a great spot down low on the box. And someone with that ability, hard to stop him from that close in.
Here's Balknight with a screen from Boom Reeves. Sprays it over to Shackelford. Shackelford spins, pumps, floats, and can't get the friendly roll, but gets his own rebound and sticks it in. Draws the foul.
I love that. We had 3 people around the basket, and the reason that came loose is because his 2 teammates fought for that rebound, and he was right there to grab it and put it back in.
Yeah, a little bit of just resiliency there. Yeah. Shackelford missed the shot, but he didn't give up. He stayed and kept fighting, found that loose ball, put it up, put it in, and got the free throw. So the 3-point play gives the Saints their first lead of the night. 12-11 in favor of the Saints. Just shy of 6 minutes in. This has lived up to the billing so far. It's going to be a good one here in St. Augustine. Drive underneath, up and under. Good move there for Davion Cunningham, and the Pacers reclaim the lead. Shackelford stop and pop. Triple is off the mark. He thought he got fouled. No whistle. Here come the Pacers. They'll throw it into the big guy. 6'10", runs the floor really well. Seiler lays it up and through. Saints took a 1-point lead, but the Pacers score 4 quick ones. They're back up 15-12. Manning. Shackelford with Boom. Here comes Shackelford down the paint and lays it up and through off the right side. Shackelford split 2 defenders and found some space.
That was an NBA move. Faked right, went behind his back with the ball, beat 2 defenders and laid it in.
Jumper from 15 off the mark. Shackelford after the rebound. It's saved in by the Pacers. Nice job hustling. They save it in and drop it down to Seiler. He'll spin over top of the Saints for a baby hook against Boom Reeves. No good. Rebound Shackelford. Saints down 1 with the ball.
Really good defense by Boom there. Held his position.
Here's Clark. He'll lean in, kick it out. To Manning for 3. It's going to be short. Rebound picked up by McCoy. Here come the Pacers. McCoy spins in and floats and finishes. They cleared out like they knew what was coming.
Yes.
And with 21 points a game from Jalen McCoy, that's what's coming. He got space inside, made a nice little spin move, not only hit the basket, but got fouled, and he'll have a 3-point play opportunity here with 12:41 to go. First half.
Coach Blake talking about that on the sideline. I think he expected our guard, when they saw, like you said, what was developing, to come over and help and make him give the ball up instead of giving him a path to the hoop.
I didn't get a lot of sink and help. One man on an island down there. It was Destin Clark versus McCoy. And the free throw is good. McCoy's going to get a rest. A lot of subs here early for Aiken. They're going to try to stay fresh. Mason Grant, 6'5", 220 out of North Charleston, checks in. D1 transfer from Campbell. Good old Bowie's Creek, North Carolina. And the big guys will swap Seiler out for German back. So they take a 6'10 kid out and roll a 6'10 kid back in.
And for the Saints, Jalen Jordan has checked back in, and Destin Clark has come out for a little breather.
Here's Shackelford off the Jordan screen. Gets it poked away from behind, but lost out of bounds here on the near side. Trevor Smalls was the potential beneficiary of a ball poked away, but couldn't corral it out of bounds. 18-14, Pacers by 4. Grant for Blackwell, and they'll post feed inside to German. Backs down against Jalen Jordan. Spins to the baseline, spins back the other way, and they'll get the whistle. Thought it was really good defense when he went to his right on the baseline. Then he spun back left, and I think Jalen was a little off balance and got a little bit of contact.
I'm watching that play develop, and the one thing I didn't like is our referee on the far side, number 24 there, German, was using his left elbow
Create
to
some space.
Jordan to come in, and then when he spun, the foul went the other way.
Free throw is good for German.
Because usually if you use that off arm to spin around the defender, they're going to pick that up right away.
Second free throw also good. 20-14, Pacers by 6. Bachknight with Shackelford. Now Smalls finds space to Shackelford inside. Back down, pump fake, man flies past him and can't finish it. Rebound tapped, controlled by the Pacers. Bachknight cuts off the fast break. They'll come down the paint, lose the handle briefly, but get it picked up. Here comes Manning with it in transition. Got Bachknight to the right. Stop and pop? No. He'll go crossover and float the baseline to Jordan for a left-hand flush. So quick with that left hand. I mean, it's a great pass, but his ability to finish so quickly.
I never get tired of watching him jam it through with that left-handed hook thing. Oh, that's...
Cam Perkins finds space inside. Bachknight got caught in a screen. Able to finish inside, back to a 6-point lead for Aiken. Bachknight's got the Jordan screen. Wrap it around here for Smalls for 3. In and out, unlucky. Cam Perkins with the rebound. He'll come the other way, the freshman out of Warner Robins. Goes to Grant, backs down to the baseline. turnaround too strong. Rebound loose, picked up by the Pacers. They'll kick it back out and swing the perimeter. 3-ball left side. Off the mark, rebound Saints. Here's Shackelford left side. Defense hustles back to cut him off.
I love Trevor Smalls, the way he rebounds. He's so quick.
Faulknight gets bumped in transition. And I think that'll take us to our under 12 media. Non-shooting foul, but it'll give us a chance to catch our breath here. 22-16. Saints down 6. Almost midway through the first half. 10:26 to go. We'll be right back here on the Peach Belt Digital Network.
Chick-fil-A, eat more chicken.
Almost midway through the first half. Looking at the numbers here, the USC Aiken is 8 out of 18 for 44%. Saints are just 6 out of 18 for 33%. That's the difference. That's really why we're 22-16. USC Aiken has hit a couple of three-pointers. They're 3 for 6. Saints are just 1 out of 8 from long distance. Saints are winning the rebounding battle 12-10, and both teams taking care of the ball pretty well. 2 turnovers for Flagler, 1 turnover for the Pacers.
Well, as you said, thus far, the three-point margin is the difference in the game. Flagler's a very good three-point shooting team. A couple of the early threes that they took were not in rhythm with their offense. But I think you'll see that percentage go up as we move on.
Yeah, 2 of the best three-point shooters in the country are wearing white tonight and playing in this gym. Jordan, nice pass from Shackelford.
That was sweet. He had the defense all looking right, and he threw it with his left hand right to Jordan on the move.
Left-hand wing, three-point attempt on the way. Rattles in there for Cam Perkins. Saints waste no time. Here's Hoku. Up, under, and foul. Got him on the head. 21 in the red called for the foul, and 21 in the white is going to shoot the free throws. Hoku Fisher Jr. out of Wilmington, North Carolina, will be our free throw shooter.
I watched it from our angle, John, and Hoku, now he's moving 23 miles an hour, and the 2 defenders came up, and it looked like 2 trains coming diagonally. Who was going to get to the intersection first?
Good decision by Hoku to go on the up and under.
Absolutely.
Or we would have had a head-on collision.
Oh, my goodness.
First free throw is good. 1 more coming. Off the heel that time. Rebound tapped, and Destin Clark will chase it down. He'll spray it back. Good patience by Clark to reset it. We'll go left side Shackelford. Jalen's up high. Now Clark off the screen. He'll come down the paint and rattle it home in there. Got the shot off quickly before the 6'10 fella could slide over from the weak side to get the blocked shot.
And I think Destin took it in, but he wasn't in a reckless drive. And the Pacers were worried about Jordan. And so Destin got his shoulder ahead, and what a sweet layup that was.
There's a deflection inside, but knocked right over to German. He'll back down against Jalen, and got the basket and 1.
Basket is good.
That is tough to stop in there. 6'10", 230. Only 6.2 points per game. But he has been tough so far. Got a sub at the table. So they'll get him in since this is only a 1-shot free throw here. Rafael Rubel, the point guard from the Dominican Republic, will get back in there, and Cam Perkins will check out. Free throw is good. He's 3 for 3 tonight from the free throw line. Big fella's only 66% on the year, but he's perfect tonight. There's a backdoor cut for Shackelford and deflected ever so slightly, but just enough to go out of bounds. It'll stay with the Saints. 28-21. Pacers have extended the lead to a touchdown right now. Yeah, I think we got a hold. Maybe called on German. Let's see. Yep, they called on 24. Put two hands on him. It's only 6 fouls, I believe. Nope, it's 5. Excuse me, 5 fouls. So still got one more to go, and then we'll go to the 1-and-1. Jordan going to work in against the big fella German. Going to back him all the way down and kick it out to Clark. Clark's coming in. Float and kick. Up high. Stripped. Stolen away. Here come the Pacers the other way. Clark hustles all the way back. Knocks it out of bounds. Great hustle there by Destin Clark.
Fantastic.
Saints got unlucky on the turnover, but didn't give up. Poked away and stolen by Jalen Jordan. He'll find Jax. He'll push 3-on-2. Take it in, kick it out. Around the horn, Shackelford. 3-ball. Got it! Great ball movement there. Jax took it in, swung it to Hoku. Fisher swung it to Shackelford. The extra pass results in 3 points.
Yeah, that's so good at this point because the Saints needed to see one of those threes go down. And,
there's McCoy left side against Destin Clark. Backs him in deep, leans, and rattles it home. That's a tough matchup for Destin Clark. That's a tough matchup for anybody. That's why McCoy averages 21 a game.
That hook shot is devastating.
Faulknight to Jordan. Spins right, left, and baby hook is good. Excellent footwork by Jalen Jordan, even against the bigger 6'10" fella. 30-26, 4-point game. Pump fake, got some space. Nice drive. Oh, and a foul from Shackelford late. Basket's going to go to Davion Cunningham and a 3-point play opportunity.
He was fouled by number 4,
Cunningham did a great job on that spin. The distance he covered from a standing stop, his hand was over the front of the rim by the time he got there.
That was a brilliant move, and Division I transferred from UNC Asheville, and you can see why. He's a talented player. It'll take us to our under 8 media timeout. 7:35 to go here in the first half. It's 32-26. Pacers 32. Saints 26. Pending a free throw, we'll be right back on the Peach Belt Digital Network.
We're 4 for 5. They got 5 fouls so far. We got 4.
Yeah, he was above. Cunningham was above the free throw line with, not a dribble. Well, he had one dribble, but he made it all the way inside.
Just step and a step, and he's just so long.
Making his way to the foul line for the Pacers is number 2, Davion Cunningham.
Cunningham listed at 6'3", out of Charlotte, and he knocks down the 3-point play. He's a long 6'3", though. Wingspan is really impressive. As you said, Coach, he was able to get to the rim from about 12 feet away, just
absolutely
without taking a dribble.
So the Saints have brought in Herdika, and Destin Clark's getting a little bit of it. No, he's in.
Got a reach-in foul on
Trevor Smalls came out.
Raphael Rubel. Yeah, I mentioned the great 3-point shooters for the Saints. You got Shackelford second in the country in three-point field goal percentage, and Balknight sixth in the country in three-point field goal percentage. Balknight at even 50% on the year, and Shackelford at 56% on the year. This is Shackelford. This is Clark with 10 on the shot clock. Spin into a double team and kick to Herdlicka. Catch and shoot. Off the mark, unlucky. Coming the other direction quickly, Cunningham. Get that ball on a string out there, really controlling the tempo. Post feed down low. That's Seiler. Kick it back out. It's a little too high and threw it away. Seiler's 6'10". He tried to throw it over to Rubel, who's only 6 feet tall, and that difference. He tried to throw it to a guy his size.
Exactly.
It just didn't work out.
Exactly. Well, we've got almost 7 minutes left in this first half, so let's see what the Saints can do to narrow the 7-point margin.
There's a backdoor cut for Balknight. Nicely done.
That helps.
That's a high percentage shot right there. Herdlicka with the assist. Nice set play on the inbound there. Pacers back the other way. Round the horn, back this way for three. That's off the mark, no good. Rebound picked up by Seiler. And he can't finish. Clark will rip down the rebound, and nobody's taking the ball away from him.
That is a strong rebound with capital letters.
There's Clark behind the back. Lean rejected the other direction quickly. Rubel running the show. Takes it in, trails it. Floater, good inside for Jalen McCoy.
He's not going to miss many when he's within that range.
Back to a touchdown deficit again, 35-28. Clark over on the near side. Takes it in, gets it knocked out of his hands, and gets a foul. See if they give it to Seiler. Looks like they will. Caleb Seiler, the redshirt freshman. Another D1 transfer, this time from Western Carolina.
Stepping to the foul line for the Saints is number 5, Destin Clark.
Yeah, Destin just has a really impressive first step for someone of his physique. I mean, he beat the guard right off the dribble, and then he got hammered when he got close to the basket by the help.
Yeah. For those that haven't seen Destin Clark play in person, he's built a lot like Charles Barkley. 6'3" and 210. Not the tallest, but he is one of the strongest guys on the court. Strong in the upper body. And Jalen Jordan trips down low, but looks like he's twisted the ankle a little bit. He's going to hobble around out there, and the runner for the Pacers, no good, but a foul. And Jalen's going to limp toward the Saints bench. That is not good news for Flagler. That right ankle. Not sure whose foot he stepped on, but Jalen's going to hobble toward the training room. Boom Reeves will get in the game for him, but that's a big loss for the Saints. 16.5 points per game and 10 rebounds, averaging a double-double.
Stepping to the foul line for the Pacers is number 1.
Especially in a game like this where you got two talented 6'10 guys out there for the opposition.
Yeah, he's been doing some rehab with that. He had tweaked it in the North Georgia game. It's an earlier injury, but he seemed to be in really good shape during practice this week. So let's hope it's just a tweak and no more than that.
Walked off under his own power, but a noticeable limp. We'll leave it at that. Herdlicka with Balknight working across the timeline here. 37-30, back to a 7-point deficit. Here's Boom Reeves up high. Into Clark. Pump fake, up, and he'll finish it. That's just post up the 6'3 guy.
What a tough matchup inside he is.
Back to a 5-point game. Perkins. Oh, there's an open look from the top of the circle, 3. And it's good. Davion Cunningham. Somebody got caught on a screen. I think it was Herdlicka. There's Balknight far side. Rolls it to Boom, swinging around the horn. Clark got some space inside. Pump, spin. The left hand, no good. Boom, rebound, up and in for Boom Reeves. He's going to have to play big if he's going to spell Jalen Jordan right now. And Coach Selland off the bench for a quick timeout here with 4:34 to go before halftime. Time to make a few adjustments here for the Saints. Got some different personnel out there right now. The injury to Jordan, plus the just typical trying to give guys a breather. And Coach Selland going to try to regroup here. The defense has got to turn it up a notch somehow.
Just a notch. And you mentioned it. Somebody gets stuck on a screen. That's twice now. The phrase in basketball coaching is nose to the numbers. So when you've got someone coming from the baseline on a back screen, you can't take a shortcut to get out beyond the three-point line. You've got to follow him right on his numbers.
Yeah, especially as well these guys shoot the three-point shot. USC Aiken for the year, 35%. But Blackwell, he's at 43. And Cunningham only at 33%, but he's a better shooter than that, I can tell tonight. Saints going to settle in here on the defensive end. They get a strip and a steal. Here comes Shackelford pushing the other way, 2-on-2 with Herdlicka. Step through, floater, no good. Herdlicka rebounds and then loses it out of bounds, and they'll say last touch by Max Herdlicka. Shackelford's asking for the foul. There was a lot of contact in there.
A lot of contact.
That would have been a big strip, steal, and a basket.
And the thing that you see when he started making his drive, which was well above the three-point line, is the defender was on him physically. So you get a touch and you get a little action there, but you can't ride him that far.
Three-point attempt, no good. Saints went to a zone. That was the timeout that Coach Selland burned. There's a runner off the right side. Shackelford is good, and the foul. He was riding him all the way down the right-hand side like a jockey at Pimlico. But Shackelford able to finish with Blackwell on his hip, and a chance for a three-point play here for Josiah Shackelford.
He looked like Jaylen Brown and made an NBA move. That is, you have to be so strong.
He had his arm on top of him, 15 feet away from the basket, but Shackelford didn't take another dribble, just drove through the contact, played through it, and able to finish at the rim and make it a 4-point game with a free throw pending.
You know, and think about how much energy you're expending, and you're trying to hold off the defender, and you still have the ability to lay it up on the glass softly so it drops through.
Seems like just yesterday when I was having a pregame chat with Blake Selland, and he was saying, I think you're going to like my new freshman. And Shackelford didn't play a whole lot that first couple game or two. I'm not sure where the transition happened when high school freshmen became no more. And Shackelford started to get a little more minutes, a few more minutes, build a little confidence in the coach and his teammates. And now he's an integral part of this Flagler College team. And you can see why.
Yes.
And if there were an understatement of the season so far, it was Coach Selland when he said, I think you're going to like my freshman.
I love it.
And, of course, at that point, I had never called a game. I had never met Josiah Shackelford. But Coach said, I think you're going to like that kid. I said, yep, I think I am.
Well, and it's also a testament to the coaching staff over there because, listen, one of the things when you look at a team is where were they at the beginning of the season, where are they in mid-season, and then end season. And when you see players improving or whatever, that's
coaching.
There you go.
Oftentimes they say the biggest improvement is from the freshman year to the sophomore year of a college basketball player. The better players will be from the start of their freshman year to the end of the year. They don't wait till that sophomore year. And that's Josiah Shackelford right now. Stay in that zone here for the Saints. It's a one-possession game, 40-37. Cunningham throws the lob to McCoy. Backs down against Destin Clark. Got him off his feet that time. Went for the pump fake.
He's tough. He's very tough.
Clark for Balknight. Jack's well defended over there by Cam Perkins. Perkins, a good-looking freshman as well. Here's Jax into Boom, up and rattle it home.
All right, Boom.
Yeah, he's going to have to step up. Jalen Jordan still on the bench with that nagging ankle, and Boom's going to play some meaningful minutes. Floater no good. Clark with the rebound. Finds Jax. Here come the Saints. Down 3 with 3 minutes to play in the first half. Jax right side. They switch it back. Jax stays on the dribble, then gets it knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Saints. Good defense there by Davion Cunningham. He's not just an offensive player. To the bench. Blackwell back for Perkins. Here's Herdlicka. Shot clock on 17. Into Boom. Finds Balknight right side. Spins to the baseline. Strong up and in for Jax Balknight.
I'm so happy to see that move because toward the end of the North Georgia game, he had a similar situation. And I don't think that he realized that the defender was where he was, and he got his layup blocked, and it was a crucial moment in the game.
Yeah.
That one there, the way you had to see it, he went low and came up underneath and spun it in. What a great layup.
Yeah. The other thing that Jax has the ability to do that you really can't teach, it's just a special skill that some guys have and some guys don't. It's how quick he got that shot off, and it was a layup. So if you're not here watching it, it's kind of hard to explain. Like, what do you mean got off a layup quickly? The ability to go from dribbling the ball, 3 feet off the ground, to shooting it
with touch.
With touch and quickly. The ball has to go quickly. It can't just be a step layup because you're going to get blocked.
You're going to get blocked.
And he was able to transition from dribbling to shooting in a blink of an eye, and that's why that shot didn't get blocked, and that's why the Saints are only down 1. Pacers use their first time out here of the first half. It's 42-41. Saints going to stay in that 3-2 zone. Floater up, no good, but a stick back there. Oh, the weak side was open for the big guy, German, to corral the rebound and stick it in.
It came right to him, and Boom did the right thing. He came over to help.
There's Jax. 3 ball, off the heel, no good. Clark a rebound, got it poked away, finds Herdlicka. He's open for 3. He left it short, though. That would have tied it up. Unlucky for the Saints. Minute and a half to go. They'll drop back and going to go man this time down. Cunningham, McCoy. Backing in against Destin Clark. Spin with the left hand. No good. Herdlicka a rebound.
And
off the Balknight.
All one-on-one. One-on-one. Destin played great defense there.
Balknight will use the screen from Boom. Finds some space down the paint for a floater. Oh! Finished it with the right hand going left. Back to a 1-point game with a minute to play. There's Blackwell. Drops it back for a 3 ball. Short. Rebound picked up by Boom. He'll go to Herdlicka. He's going to attack. And he'll float it in. The Saints take the lead.
Okay, I think he needed to see that happen. He's not been shooting well this game, and he did not let that defender coming at an angle at him affect him one iota. He just went up and said, listen, I'm taking the shot. If I get fouled, I get fouled.
Saints have their first lead of the night. McCoy a spin, a float, no good. Rebound, loose on the floor. Balknight lost it. Comes down to McCoy, sprays it out here. 3-point attempt on the way, short. Rebound comes out to Clark. Clark goes to Jax. Jax throws the lob to Herdlicka, finishes it. Brilliant. Eye contact from Balknight to Herdlicka. He knew right where to throw it, and the Saints are up 3.
What a great pass. And listen, Herdlicka is not a sky jumper. You know, he's not a 6'9", he's not a leaper, but he put it right in the right place.
Josiah Shackelford's out here attempting to commit a foul on the perimeter because they had a foul to give, and the referee didn't call it. Instead, the Pacers able to get a 2-point bucket. And Shackelford, you don't see a player pleading very often like, hey, that was a foul. You should have called it on me.
Well, everybody in the gym thought it was a foul.
The referee didn't call it, and instead the Pacers get a bucket. But the Saints take the momentum. And the best news, that's not related to the score of the game is at the scorer's table when the half ended. Jalen Jordan was sitting there waiting to check back into the game. So we'll have Jalen in the second half, which is going to be critical for us. The Saints lead it by 47-46. We'll take a break and be right back. Halftime here in St. Augustine. No, absolutely. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's with the Lincoln land. Yeah, community college. Yeah. But she works so hard. She'll get it off and try to go right up before she gets established.
How do you make history? In St. Augustine, Florida, Flagler College stands as a beacon where the lion-hearted can forge new paths. Here, your courage finds its name, and ambition finds its home. Inspired by the visionary Henry Flagler, you don't just learn, you create, innovate, and find where you truly belong. So how do you make history? It starts with you, right here. Flagler College, where history begins.
Saints cling to a 1-point lead.
Well, we thought this one would be a good one in the pregame, and so far it's lived up to the billing. Saints 47, Pacers 46. As we start the second half, and Jalen Jordan is on the court for the Saints. Same starting five for Flagler, and looks like the same five for the Pacers as well. Here's Destin Clark working in, pounding deep. Pump fake, goes down low, errant pass, but Jordan corrals it. Out to Herdlicka for three. Off the mark, no good. Rebound picked up by the Pacers. Quickly transitioning, Saints hustle back to provide the defense. Screen and roll, good hustle, saved inbounds, but Herdlicka ends up picking it off. Goes to Hoku and rattles it in. Basket is good in the foul. I thought at first that pass might be a step or two too far ahead of him, but Hoku accelerated to get there, got fouled down the line, and get a chance for a three-point play. Hoku Fisher quiet offensively in the first half, but trying to complete a three-point play here, and he does. Gonna hit the refresh button here because it was not showing the right score. Still not, but we'll get it updated here in a minute. Inside to McCoy, left hand leaner. Ooh, friendly roll.
He definitely got a friendly roll. The ball actually came out of his hand a little bit.
The other direction, Clark tries to get the friendly roll, doesn't get it. Here come the Pacers in a hurry. Blackwell in transition, goes in against Hoku. Left it short, Fisher rebounds. He's going to push with Clark and Bachknight, 3-on-2. Hoku all the way through and fouled. Whew, good thing he caught his balance there. The distance from the end line with the concrete wall, even though it's padded, and the end line of the baseline is not much here at the Flagler Gymnasium. And as Hoku was stumbling there, I was seeing visions of him going shoulder first into the wall at full speed. Fortunately, he caught his balance, got two hands up, and corralled himself, and he'll shoot two free throws.
Oh, you make a good point. That would not have been pretty. He had a lot of momentum.
Hoku does hit the first. Now we can get some stats. Just 4 points on the night. Now 5 with that free throw. Misses the second. 51-48. Saints by 3. A minute and a half in to the second half here in St. Augustine. Saints and Pacers. It's been a good one so far. Post feed into the big guy, German. Deflected, loose on the floor, and saved by Hoku. Still loose, and Jordan ends up with it. Good hustle by the Saints. Bachknight will corral it and bring it front court. He quarterbacks the offense. Screen from Jordan. Turn the corner and wrap it around to Herdlicka. Extra pass, Hoku. Pump fake, man flies by. Stop, pop, and got it. Really nice job there by Hoku Fisher. In control.
Great up fake, and then he did almost a 360 reverse and a little push shot that swished through.
Here's McCoy out high. Go left side to Rubel. Rubel back to McCoy. They clear out for him to go against Clark. Some help from Bachknight. Out to Rubel for three. He knocks it home.
And that three-pointer is good by Rubel.
Well, that's been the difference so far, John. The Pacers are shooting 42%. Well, it'll be a little more after Rubel's three there. And the Saints are only 2 for...
Oh, Clark got stripped.
They're shooting 15%, so
yeah.
They've done a great job with their defense to stay this close. Well, let's see if they can put a run through in the next 5 minutes or so.
There's Blackwell, drops for McCoy, spins into Clark, floats it up, sticks it in there. Boy, he ran into a brick wall in Destin Clark, but still able to finish it. Ties us up at 53. Couple of heavyweights trading punches here. Great peach belt action on a Wednesday night here in St. Augustine. Jordan up high. Got some space against German. Drops for Hoku. Uses a screen and roll back to Jordan. Saved in. Good hustle, but saved it to German. And the Pacers end up with it. Here's Blackwell, coast to coast and kick. Off to Cunningham. Into McCoy. Spins against Destin Clark. Couldn't finish that one. Jordan rips down the rebound.
Really, Destin Clark is working very hard on defense. And a testament to the Saints, where they're not getting a lot of hoops yet. Oh, nice block.
Nice block there by German. Here they come the other way. Cunningham transition coast to coast, blocked by Herdlicka, and they'll say it's a goaltend. Score the basket, they say it hit the backboard before he pinned it. And so that bucket will count. It'll take us to our under 16 media, the first time out of the second half. 15:48 to play in the ball game here. It's 55-53. Pacers by 2 over the Saints. This has been a good one, and we've still got 15 minutes and 48 seconds of basketball action to go.
And it was a little unfortunate on that goaltending call because I don't know if that was Rubel, but whoever it was stretched out, and I think the ball off the glass was going to hit rim. It wasn't going to go in, but in the heat of the moment, you don't know that. He had a chance to block it. He went after it, and he did it. So
I think you're right. I think he had that soft touch and might have left it too soft, and it come up a little bit short, but alas, it doesn't matter because the goaltending was the call.
If you don't mind, John, I'll take a minute.
Yeah, let's talk about that great win tonight by the women earlier here against the Pacers.
It was a game we've talked about all week in that they want to set the tone for the rest of the season. They had a tough loss up at North Georgia, but they came today. We had 11 players play double minutes, 11 players scored. 5 players scored in double figures, and that ended up being an 89-58 solid defensive, offensive win, a team win. So
shot the ball really well from 3 as well.
Exactly.
I don't know what the numbers were, but I know it was good.
Well, they shot 52%.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, 13 of 25. So, I mean, I think any coach would be happy with that. Huh?
Here's Manning for the Saints. Drops it off here to Smalls. Now Shackelford. Skip pass back this way to Manning. Catch and shoot 3. Left it short a little bit. Here come the Pacers the other direction. Perkins. Trails it back to Blackwell. And travel. Tried to jump stop and had a little skid. Dragged the pivot foot. Ball back to the Saints. 55-53. Saints down 2. 15-18 to go here in St. Augustine. Flagler College.
He's a tough guard to cover. He's so athletic and has a tremendous stretch.
Back cut to Hoku. Good catch, pump fake, and finish. Ties us up here. Good body control. Got the 6'10 guy to fly by. Good hustle by Jordan to deflect it.
So happy to see him back on the floor.
Got a tip of the cap to the athletic training staff for getting Jalen back out there. Tweaked his ankle in the first half. Into German. Little sink of double team. Sink again. Lean in and good no call there. Jordan went straight up, played good defense. There was contact, but the principle of verticality of going straight up is allowed. Nice runner off the right side for Trevor Smalls.
Trevor Smalls.
Saints reclaim a 2-point lead.
I'm going to use the word. He did a power move, but he wormed his upper body in there and managed to lay it in. He looked like Gumby.
Down the paint. Ball loose on the floor. Shackelford providing the defense. Shot no good. No foul called. Here comes Smalls with it. He's got Hoku to the left. He's got a trailer in Shackelford. It'll stay this way. Ball knocked out of bounds by number 5. That's Caleb Bird. Junior out of Malden, South Carolina. Transfer from Newberry. We'll go big for big swap. Here's their third 6'10 guy. This guy hasn't played yet. He's out of Haiti. Chedlet Delva. 6'10", 6'10", and 6'10". Most Division II teams don't have one guy, much less 3. There's Smalls. Shackelford. Pump fake. Dribble. Crossover. Rejected. Nicely done. Chedlet Delva. I'm going to assume it's the French pronunciation because he's from Haiti.
Well, he certainly was quick off his feet there because he waited. I mean, that's a shot blocker for you.
He doesn't get much time. He's already checked back out, and they go back to Caleb Seiler. Shot clock winding down and didn't get it off in time, according to our referee on the near side. Saints got caught, didn't really have a good handle on it. Situational awareness on the shot clock cost them that time. They do lead it by 2, 57-55. Coach Sellen will go to the bench, get Hoku a rest, and get Jax Balknight back out there. Cam Perkins, the freshman, will bring it front court for the Pacers. Balknight waits for him. Off to Kennedy. Now back to this near side. To Perkins. Post feed to the big guy, Seiler. He'll back down, get it poked away on the reach in, and the referee thought Jax got him across the arm. Jax doesn't agree. Non-shooting foul, so it'll go to the Pacers on the baseline. 20 on the shot clock with the partial reset here. Saints leading it by 2, 57-55. Just the first foul called on the Saints here in the second half. Only 2 on the Pacers, so pretty clean game thus far. Mason Grant down low, pump fake. Floater, friendly roll. Hit the heel of the rim, went straight up in the air and trickled on through. Smalls gets his pocket picked. Balknight working hard here. Step through is good for Davion Cunningham. A 4-0 run here for the Pacers. They reclaim a 2-point lead, 59-57. Boom Reeves up high. He'll come down the paint, attack, and get it blocked. No foul called. Looked like there was a lot of contact. Here come the Pacers. Runner rejected by Smalls, and it'll stay with USC Aiken. Destin Clark going to check back in for the Saints. He'll come for Trevor Smalls. They're letting them play on both ends of the floor right now.
And we were right at that point, John. We had the ball. The Saints were up 2 points, which I think is their biggest margin so far this game. And we couldn't get a shot off. And as you said, they've gone on a quick 4-0 run, so now they're up 2.
Little baseline floater, no good. Manning rebounds, finds Shackelford right-hand side. He'll turn the corner and get bumped there by Cam Perkins, and they get the foul called.
And that's a good call. Again, We've been talking about riding the offensive player into the body, and that's what happened there. Josiah made a nice move.
Yeah, Josiah had a half a step on him. Floater from Balknight rattles around. Couldn't get it to drop. Unlucky that time. I thought that ball was 3/4 of the way down, and it rattled out. Saints still down 2 as we approach the 12-minute mark. High post, low post. Seiler blocked from behind by Balknight. And foul before Balknight got there is going to go on 14, Boom Reeves. So they'll send Caleb Seiler to the free throw line. Seiler 12 out of 16 on the year, 75%. Again, one of 3 6'10" players for this Pacer ball club. Free throw's good. Seiler, a transfer from Western Carolina. Simeon German, a transfer from Gulf Coast State. And then Chedle Delva, a junior out of Cumberland Christian Academy.
So we're at this point in the game, John, where...
And ball's last touched in the corner. Good hustle there by Destin Clark, but he touches the ball out of bounds.
That was an unfortunate, crazy rebound off the free throw line, and unfortunately we couldn't control it.
Here's Cunningham against Manning. Spins, got it poked away. Manning ends up with it. I think Balknight might have knocked it away, but Manning ends up with it. Stop and pop triple. Got it.
Oh, that was huge, John.
That was huge. Down 3 to tied. 11:48 to play. Next dead ball will be our under 12 media timeout. We're tied at 60.
And I was just about to say that we're at that point in the game that has been really close all along.
There's a deflection. Oh. Wow, the entry pass was deflected by Clark, and the referee said there was a foul and a push in the back called on Boom Reeves. Unlucky right there. If he had just waited a split second and not blown the whistle, that ball was deflected. It was nobody's ball. It was going to go over the top, but a foul was called, and we'll go to the under 12 media. Tied at 60, 11:37 to play in St. Augustine. We'll be right back. When you look at the numbers, no surprise, they're very, very even. Saints are at 49% shooting the basketball. USC Aiken's at 48%. Both teams shooting the free throws pretty well. Flagler 82, Aiken 89. And a little bit of difference in the three-point shot. 3 for 15 for Flagler versus 6 for 13 for USC Aiken. But the Saints have managed to stay in this game, even with the poor three-point shooting at just 20% on the night. We're all tied at 60 apiece. Leading scorer for the Saints is Shackelford with 11. The leader for USC Aiken is Cunningham with 15.
Oh, and I
pretty evenly matched.
I compliment the Saints for recognizing the tenor of the game. The fact, as you just mentioned, that the three ball isn't falling maybe as regularly as they want, but they're not forcing it. So Mason just came down and he had a great look and took it and made it. So that got us to 60-60.
There's a lob into Seiler. Drop it back for Perkins. They run a curl over here to the near side to Cunningham. Back to Perkins, top of the circle. He passes up the three. Shoots the turnaround instead. Leaves it short, but a rebound for the Pacers. Balknight's got him wrapped up, and going to get a whistle and a foul. They call a foul? What did they call?
It was jump ball.
It's a held ball. Okay, so a held ball. Possession error favors the Pacers, so they just keep it, and they keep their 15 seconds on the shot clock. Got it. Post feed inside. Mason Grant kicks it back cross court. Here comes Cunningham. Too strong. Rebound Destin Clark. He corrals it. Nobody's getting that ball away from him. Here's Balknight. Rips through on the right wing. Penetrate and kick. Manning three ball. Oh, in and out. Unlucky.
Jeez.
Here come the Pacers. Kennedy in transition. Trails it back to Cunningham. Perkins thought about a long triple and passed it up. Get a high ball screen. Shackelford fights through it. Now Cunningham lob inside. Oh, they get Boom for jumping around the big guy to get a deflection.
Well, I want to say on that last offensive series down at the Pacer end, that layup was missed because Boom Reeves made a tremendous. He came around from the backside and blocked that layup from behind. The ball had been in the air for a second or two, and it went over the rim. And, the Saints came back down. Unfortunately, couldn't take advantage of it.
Boom's given great minutes on defense. There's a runner inside. No good. Rebound. Balknight comes out of there with it. He and Shackelford go 2-on-2. Jacks finds Manning. Manning goes up and lays it in. A big night for Mason Manning. He's scored the last 5, and the Saints are back to a 2-point lead. Around the horn, three ball. In and out. Rebound fought for. Loose on the court. Picked up by Perkins. Over Balknight, it's good. Tied at 62.
Oh, that was so unfortunate.
Here's Destin Clark. Tried to go wraparound. Got it deflected, but the Saints keep it. Into Jordan. Kick it out to Shackelford. Catch and shoot three. Oh, front of the rim, side of the rim, back of the rim, down.
That was a triple with a triple rimmer involved. Yes.
65-62. Here's Cunningham looking for the baseline. Good switch on the defense. Step back and shoots a three and knocks it home. Whew. They are just answering each other's triple. Tied at 65. Here's Shackelford down the paint. Runner, good. He attacked the 6'10 kid, went right at him.
Josiah said, I'm going down, look out.
Saints by 2. Here's McCoy, spins against Destin Clark. Whew. The soft touch is impressive. McCoy 6'5 and 220.
That's that left-handed, soft, half hook, half layup, nothing but net. I mean, how do you defend that?
Here's Jordan for Shackelford. Shackelford attacks again, got the big guy off his feet and lays it in. He went hard the first time. That time he said, skirt, stop, you go by me, then I'll lay it in. Saints back up 2. Got to try to get a stop here against Kennedy. He'll go off for McCoy. McCoy double team down low. Goes up, gets stripped. Balknight ends up with it. Balknight gets stripped and steps out of bounds. No foul on the reach in. When Jax tried to spin away from the contested defender there, he stepped out of bounds.
This is a game for men, not boys right now. I mean, we are going back and forth, back and forth. It's a battle of wills and a physical battle.
It is. A couple of heavyweights in the Peach Belt going toe-to-toe tonight. There's a lob inside. Catch and finish, but can't finish, but it's fouled. They give the foul to Jalen Jordan. And our free throw shooter is going to be Rafael Rubel, I believe. Let's see.
Well, the Saints went to the championship game.
Excuse me. It was Jalen McCoy. My bad.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I said the Saints went to the championship game of the Peach Belt Conference postseason tournament last year and lost to Aiken. And unfortunately didn't get a bid to the NCAA, even though the team that ended up going in, they beat in the tournament, and were only one game behind them in the standings. So you're right about heavyweights, because these two teams here had some really great battles last year.
Well, this one's lived up to the billing so far. The only thing that's disappointing is school doesn't start for another couple weeks here in St. Augustine, so there's not quite the crowd we would expect for a conference tilt like this, just because the students are not back yet.
Exactly.
First free throw for Jalen McCoy is good. He's only a 65% free throw shooter on the season, 49 for 75, but the left-hander knocked that one down with ease, and he's got one more coming. And he's got them both. $17 on the night for McCoy. Tied at 69. Here's Shackelford. And he's bumped, attacked the left side, went hip to hip. Mason Grant got him with the little bump there, and the Saints ball on the baseline.
I love Josiah's ability when he puts that ball to the floor to get so low, and he's got to weigh 210, 212 at 6'5".
There's another foul on Balknight.
Okay.
Rajon Blackwell fighting through a screen to get there. That's 5 fouls on Aiken. So each team with 5 personals. One more to give for both club before we go to the 1-and-1.
Each team at 69 points. So this is coming down to a back and forth.
Here's Jalen Jordan. Kick it out to Hoku. Now Balknight. Shot clock on 8. Balknight's got space. Crossover. Step back. Now he's going to down the lane and kick. Shackelford. Off the mark. Unlucky. No good. Rebound comes to the Pacers. Blackwell all the way through and pops out right side. Gets it back against Hoku. Here's McCoy. Step through. Deflection. But ends up with the ball in the hands of the Pacers. Got Shackelford off his feet and scored inside. That was Mason Grant. Good control.
He's a physical player
Shackelford
as
stop
well.
and pop. Triple off the mark. Unlucky. Shackelford came in shooting 56% from 3 on the season, but he's having a tough time from distance so far tonight. Post feed back inside to Grant. And offensive foul. Shackelford knew what he was going to do. Back down, turn, and take it right in the chest. And the Saints get the ball on the turnover, and they trail it by 2. 6:59 to play. 71-69, Pacers by 2. Let's look at Josiah Shackelford tonight. Just 2 out of 5 from three-point area. For most people, that's not bad.
40%.
That's 40%. Yeah. But for a guy shooting 56, you feel like he's having a tough night tonight.
Yeah. Well, he just made a great defensive play because the Pacers came right back down the floor after Brandt had done the same thing, muscled his way in, and he's a physical player, and Josiah was able to get the offensive call against him on this trip. So we have a 2-point difference. There have not been a lot of points scored in the last 4 minutes.
Yeah,
I mean, we were at 69-69.
Turned into a little bit of a defensive battle here these last couple possessions.
Yes.
And the Flagler College website lists Josiah Shackelford at 6'4" and 185. I think he's a little bigger than that. It's probably the freshman body he's grown into over the year. But at the start of the year, maybe he was 185. But you look at Mason Grant, 6'5" and 220.
Yeah.
So if you're going by paper versus paper, 220 versus 185, he's got a 35-pound advantage in the size. That's why they're throwing the ball to Mason Grant, letting him back down on Shackelford.
Absolutely.
And that's what he did 2 possessions ago and took the lead. That's what he did that last possession, but Shackelford played smart. Took it in the chest, got the offensive foul, and the Saints got the ball back. Chance to tie it up, maybe take the lead with a 3-ball here with just under 7 minutes to go here in St. Augustine.
And I think we're going to be hearing from Justin Clark in the next couple minutes as well. Here's
Balknight backing down, getting deep, floating it up. Got it blocked from behind, but got his own rebound. Out to Jordan. He'll lean up, and they caught him for a travel. Yeah, shuffled his feet. I think he anticipated contact coming from Delva, and when it wasn't there, maybe he's lost his balance a little bit, took an extra step. Unlucky. Pacers up high. Jumper from 17. Oh, he banks it home and got fouled.
He was fouled. Hoku Fisher with a foul.
Hoku gets the foul, and the Pacers have taken a 4-point advantage.
So that's the biggest lead for either team over the course of this second half.
Yeah.
So with 6 minutes, well, almost 6.5 minutes left, we'll be at a crucial moment for the Saints to answer back with maybe one of their own mini runs.
Yeah, this has been a 1-possession game for almost the entire second half. Saints really need a basket here. Free throw is good. Makes it a 5-point game, 74-69. Critical possession, I think, from a momentum standpoint. Here's Jordan, drop for Clark. Pump, float, no good. Stick back Jordan is good. Perfect place for Jalen Jordan to be. Caught it on the weak side, put it off the backboard and home.
And that was the thing to do. The outside shot hasn't fallen the last couple of trips, and the 2 big guns got down in there.
Balknight is stripping a steal. Here come the Saints. Skip pass, far side, Hoku. Out to Shackelford, deflected out of bounds by the Pacers. We'll stay with Flagler. Saints ball to inbound, right in front of their own bench. Shackelford will trigger. Balknight direct in traffic. He's going to catch the inbounds pass. He wants to set up his players. Go to Jordan at the high post. Drop for Shackelford. Catch and shoot 3. Off the mark. Rebound, stick back. Oh, Destin Clark tried to tip it back in, and it rimmed out. Pacers slow it down as they clear the timeline. Out between the circles. It's Blackwell. McCoy on the left wing. Back to Blackwell. And McCoy. And now Cunningham. He'll come off the screen. Pull up from the elbow. Off the mark, no good. Jalen Jordan, a rebound. Big stop for the Saints. Can they get a bucket? Down 3 with 5 minutes. Wrap around. Lucky. Out to Hoku. 3 ball is in and out. No good. Rebound. Loose on the floor. Picked up by the Pacers. Saints just can't get that 3 ball to drop. Coast-to-coast runner blocked, but a foul. Saints have had some good looks. Shackelford, Hoku.
Falls on number 4, Josiah.
Multiple threes, just can't get them to drop. Come into the game shooting 40% as a team from 3. Tonight, I think we're around 20. Pull up the numbers here.
Stepping to the foul line for the Pacers.
Yeah, exactly 20. 4 out of 20 for 20%. Come in as a team shooting 40% and only half that right now.
Well, the first free throw was missed, so that's a little bit of a break.
That helps, absolutely. Blackwell, 85% free throw shooter. He does make 1 of 2. But when you're at 85%, when you only get 1, you feel like you've won the battle.
Exactly. Well, I mean, we're under 5 minutes, so it's a 4-point game. You want to come away with something almost on every offensive possession.
There's Jalen inside, back out to Clark. He'll shoot the 3. That's off the mark, no good. Long rebound tapped, controlled by the Pacers. Poked away and stolen by Clark.
A crazy sequence underneath.
And Clark finishes. What great body control to go from full speed to finish.
Oh my, and he went up against Grant, the most physical player, I would say, one-on-one in that team. I thought they might call a foul. He had to go to his left hand, but what a finish.
Back to a 2-point game. They post feed into the big guy, German. He'll work against Jalen Jordan. Skip pass far side over to Cunningham. They throw the lob into Grant. He spins and he finishes against Shackelford. There's that physicality you talked about, Coach.
He's getting too good a position down on that block.
Here comes Clark. Leans and drops for Balknight. Post feed Jalen Jordan. Up, under, and in for Jalen Jordan. Good body control, good footwork, and smart decision. If he had gone up on the left side, he might have got that shot blocked. Instead, he used the rim as a shield, shot it on the right-hand side, and able to finish it. Make it a 2-point game, 77-75.
So important when you're in that position, and we have accentuated that particular offensive strategy to collect yourself. Get control, get the foot movement, and you're exactly right, John. If he hadn't gone and done the reverse layup, he would not have been able to make that basket.
Yeah. Sometimes you get down there and you catch the ball in the paint, and your clock in your head thinks it's going to be a 3-second violation. I got to shoot fast. 3 seconds is a lot longer than you think.
Yeah.
Maybe a pump fake, maybe another, and then maybe in this case, the up and under move, which is what you needed, and it worked perfectly. And Jordan scores to make it a 2-point game here at the 3:26 mark, and this one has all the billing to be a thriller down the stretch.
And the Saints have cut the gap. I mean, remember, we had the biggest lead in the entire second half, and actually through the last 6-7 minutes of the first half, they were at 5 points. So we've knocked it down to 2, and virtually most of that has come inside because Jordan and Destin Clark are making a statement at there. So what I'm hoping is Pacers make an adjustment that we're going to get an opportunity to get the ball down low and then back out for a straight-on 3 because we're going to need to hit one.
I feel like it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
We're a good shooting club. You don't shoot 40% as a team without having some good shooters. And don't force one, but I think a 3 ball is going to drop at some point here for the Saints, and it's going to be a big one. There's Blackwell underneath, trapped. Drops it off inside. Then trail it right back out. Trying to post feed the big guy. They're looking for German inside. Can't find him. Here's Blackwell. Back over to Grant. Up and no good but a foul. I think it's on Jalen inside there.
Calls on number 23, Jalen Jordan.
That'll take us to our under 4-minute media timeout.
Well, I think
Timeout on the court.
I think Josiah, he did the right thing. He stunted to help against number 1 there, but he went a little too far away from Grant. They bounced past it to him, and then, like you said, on the help, he made a great up fake. Jordan and Josiah left their feet, and then he got the foul. So,
a quick reset of the game here with 3:03 to play. 77-75. Saints have committed 8 fouls. Pacers have committed 6. So next foul on either team will be a 1-and-1. Once there's 2 fouls on the Saints, it'll be 2 shots the rest of the way for the Pacers. So similar there. And possession arrow favors Flagler. Timeouts remaining. Saints have 2. Pacers have 3. And in terms of foul trouble, Grant's got 4 fouls. He's the only player on either team with 4. Blackwell has 3 for the Pacers. And for the Saints, Jordan has 3 and Boom Reeves has 3. So no real foul trouble with the exception of Grant. And as strong as he's been recently, if I'm a guy wearing a white jersey, I would like to challenge that guy and get his 5th foul maybe.
I'm with you right now, John, because
he's been strong in the last couple minutes.
That could tip the scales in the balance of power on the court.
Yeah.
If he fouled out.
Mason Grant shooting the free throw. Off the heel, no good. Mason's only taken 5 free throws this year, and he's only 1 out of 5. That's another note for the record book. He does make the second, but 1 out of 5 on the season coming in.
And what's interesting is, based on the number of fouls right now, there's a good chance that nobody's going to get to the double bonus to where every foul is 2 shots.
Here's Balknight, spins, fade away, got it. Back to a 1-point game. So we'll trade 2 for 1. They made 1 free throw. We made a field goal. It's a 1-point game with 2:39 to play.
Great patience by Jax. He did not rush that shot. He leaned back on that back foot. Nice rotation, nothing but net.
So we got a timeout taken here by USC Aiken. They will take a 30. So let's talk strategy a little bit here, Coach. That's their second timeout. We've used 2 as well, so each team has 2. Possession arrow still favors Flagler. Toward the latter stages of the first half, we jumped into a zone, and I don't know if it's a 1-2-2 or a 3-2, but either way, you can kind of figure out what the zone looks like. They do extend that guy at the top. At that time, I think it was Herdlicka in the game who was the top of the zone. But that seemed to cause a little bit of problem for USC Aiken for a couple possessions. I wonder if Coach Sellen's got that in the back of his pocket, thinking, if we can get a stop, get a basket, take the lead, maybe we jump back into that zone a little bit at some point.
I mean, that is a really intriguing question.
And here it is. It happened during that timeout.
And that's what I was afraid of.
Yeah.
I was about to say they haven't hit a 3 in a while, and it opens up the possibilities of, because they are shooting them well today, that they'll make one.
And Cunningham hit one. So from a 1-point game to a 4-point deficit. Here's Clark, kick it over to Manning. He's going to attack on the dribble. Wrap it around to Clark, a little floater's good. Good answer right there.
Big answer, John, big answer.
Coach Sellen off the bench to grab that ball because the clock was rolling there. Get that ball back in bounds as quickly as possible. Here's McCoy. Little baby hook is good. Well, we talked about how tough he is to stop. That little floater, it's not really a baby hook. It's just a floater with the with the right hand that time. Jacks a step back three.
Oh.
It's good. Whew, that's a tough shot right
What?
there.
Now
That's an NBA play.
Now that was a gut wrencher and a gut checker, because if that ball doesn't go in and they come down and score, now there'll be about a minute 15 left.
It's a 4-point game. Buck Knight's dribbling from right to left. There's a little crossover step back, 25, maybe 26 feet. He wasn't close to the line. It's an NBA style move where it's just like crossover, step back, bang. And instead of a 4-point game, it's a 1-point game. Just that fast.
Okay, Jason Tatum.
Spoken like a true Celtics fan.
Well, am I showing my colors? Yes, okay. But anyway, at least one other big thing about making that shot is the Pacers are going to have to think about not jamming the middle up so much, because we've really hurt them down low with Jordan and Destin Clark. So
what's Coach Selland got up his sleeve right now?
I don't know.
We went zone last time. It didn't work out so well. Looks like we're going to come back and play straight man.
Yeah.
Drop it off here for Cunningham, guarded by Shackelford. Over to McCoy. His runner is good. McCoy had just enough space when the Saints went for a trap. And it's back to a 3-point game with 1:07 to play. Here's Bucknight, got some space. Skip it back this way to Shackelford. He'll rip through, go attack, float it up, got it blocked. Rebound to the Pacers, racing the other direction. McCoy in transition, spins and blocked by Jordan, and they'll say held ball.
Now,
wow, we're going to end up with the basketball because the possession era favors the Saints, but that looked like a clean strip and a steal.
That wasn't even close to a full second of where the ball was held, if you will.
Yeah.
No, that was a quick whistle. Thank goodness it wasn't called a foul. But not that it should have been. Because McCoy did a blind 180 spin right into our guy with the ball waist high.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's...
Bucknight will let the ball roll toward midcourt. And the clock started and should not have. 53.8. They'll reset the clock. Now the Saints can't roll it to midcourt because the Pacers will play defense and make them touch it. Here's Bucknight up high. Spins crossover, coming down the paint. Stop, pop, fade away. No, nice pass. Jordan, the two-hand flush. 41.3. Clock stops on a made basket.
Well, here's a defensive stand of the night coming right now.
And timeout call.
Timeout. Okay. So the question comes up again. What is the strategy going to be? And I don't know on the last trip down, John, if it was designated, but Mason Manning had Grant. Now, that may have been because they were in transition and you pick up who you need to pick up and then you switch back. But if I'm the Pacer coach, I'm looking at two guys, McCoy and Grant.
Yeah.
And
at what point do you decide to foul? 34.7, 24 on the shot clock, so it's a 10-second differential. You will get the ball back.
Yes.
The only reason I bring that up is Mason Grant, as I mentioned previously, is 1 out of 5 on the season. He just went 1 for 2, but 1 out of 5 is not real good. Other guys on the court, you got German. He's a pretty good free throw shooter at 67%, 18 for 27. Cunningham, 72%. McCoy, 65%. So not great free throw shooters. But that 1 for 5, Mason Grant has played in 12 games, all 12 of their games. He averages 13 minutes a game, but he's only taken 5 free throws.
Yeah.
I'm not saying foul right away. But if you do have to foul, that's your guy.
Well, and I'm saying if they're so unfortunate, let's see who's got, Mason Manning has got Grant, so we know where that is. Destin Clark is on McCoy.
So it's Blackwell to McCoy with a big screen from German.
Come on.
fights through it. McCoy, little floater. It's good. Wow, that little left hand.
Yeah. I think Jalen Jordan should have come out quicker and tried to suffocate him.
Saints are down 3. Step back. Bach Knight off the mark. And a foul committed by the Saints. Oh, that was unlucky. Bach Knight had a great crossover, step back, and just off the mark a little bit.
Fouls on number 23, Jalen Jordan.
A lot of time left, but the Saints are now down 3 with free throws pending from the big guy. And the big guy, as I mentioned, is a pretty good free throw shooter.
Stepping to the foul line for the Pacers is number 24, Simeon German.
Simeon German, 67%, 18 of 27 coming into the game tonight. This is a 1-and-1. So if you missed the first, he doesn't miss the first, though. Knocks home the first. He'll earn a second. Makes it a 4-point game. So now it's going to take 2 possessions. Now the strategy has changed quite a bit for the Saints. Regardless, make or miss, you got to race it front court and try to score quickly. He makes it so it's a 5-point game. Find Manning. He'll push quickly. He'll spin at midcourt. Put it up from there. Off the mark. Shackelford rebounds, and it's out of bounds here on the near side. It'll go to the Saints with 2.7, but they need 5 points in less than 3 seconds. Pacers did a good job letting that ball bounce, thinking that it might stay in bounds. It didn't, but it did take some more time off the clock. Here's Bach Knight. Catch and shoot, and wouldn't have mattered anyway. And heck of a ball game here, but the Saints come up on the short end. That last basket from Jalen McCoy
That's a killer.
was a killer. He was tough to stop. Let's look at the final numbers for McCoy. He was 10 for 17 on the night. 23 points. Cunningham led the way with 24, but McCoy finished with 23 and 7 rebounds on 10 of 17 shooting. And quite honestly, I don't remember the 7 shots he missed.
I don't
It
either.
seemed like he made every one of them. So, Saints fall here in the first home Peach Belt game after the first of the year. It was a heck of a battle here. 89-84 the final. And these are 2 really good basketball teams. It's early in the season. Don't know what everybody else looks like as of yet, but these 2 teams met for the tournament championship last year. I'm not saying they're going to do it this year, but the 2 of them have a chance to be in the hunt. No doubt about it.
Yeah,
come late February or early March at the end of the year.
Exactly. And I take away from the game a big positive in terms of the Saints defense, because they never let the Pacers get away from them on a night where, especially in the second half, they did not have the 3-ball going. I mean, Herdlicka did he even play in the second half? And Josiah Shackelford, he took a couple. They didn't go in. I don't know what the stats were just for the second half, but offensively, we did what we had to do to stay in the game, and the defense was really magnificent. Yeah,
Max had 4 points, went 0 for 5 from 3, and as a team, 5 for 24 from three-point area, 21%. And again, we mentioned earlier, we averaged 40% on the year. In the second half, we were 3 for 12. In the first half, we were 2 for 12. So wasn't much different. But you're right. It was a heck of a defensive battle. And the game was never more than 5 points in the second half. Saints led by 5 in the second half. USC Aiken led by 5 in the second half. It was never more than 5 points either way. It was just a heck of a good college basketball game.
And if you had a stat here in our software that told us where the Pacer offense came from in the last 8 or 9 minutes, suffice to say that 90% of it came from Grant and McCoy. I don't remember who else made a basket. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
Maybe a jump shot here or there, but
not too many folks. You're exactly right.
They carried this team down the end.
Yeah.
And,
they came in with 3 guys averaging double figures, it was McCoy averaging 21, Cunningham averaging 15, and Blackwell averaging 15. Well, McCoy got 23, so right around his number. Cunningham got 24, a little bit above average. Blackwell didn't do as much. He only had 5 tonight. But what Blackwell didn't do, Cunningham did.
Yes.
And then bonus points, only 7, but 7 points for Grant tonight, whereas he came in on the year only averaging. He didn't average. He averaged 6, so he got 7 tonight. And it's just a good battle out there.
It was.
Obviously we're pulling for the home team, and it didn't work out for Flagler tonight. But it was a good basketball game. Well played, a good battle, and we'll come back and we'll do it again on Saturday.
Great.
That's the only good thing, right?
Absolutely, John.
We get to do it again on Saturday afternoon right here at the Saints Gymnasium. So until Saturday afternoon, what do we got? 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock, right? The women at 1. The women had a good win. Let's not forget about that. Seemed like a long time ago, but it was only 2 hours. Women had a big win tonight over Aiken, and look to go for 2 in a row on Saturday. And the Saints men will try to bounce back on Saturday afternoon. If you can't be with us in person here in St. Augustine, hope you'll join us here on the Peach Belt Digital Network. Good night from St. Augustine. A split tonight. The women for the Saints win, and the men suffer a loss to the Pacers from USC Aiken. See you on Saturday afternoon here from St. Augustine. Good night.